Deadliest lakes in the entire world. Lake Natron is so toxic it literally turns animals into calcified statues, and it could melt the flesh right off of our bones in just a couple minutes and easily burn our eyes right from our sockets. So don't go swimming in there anytime soon due to the extremely high acidity and pH. It can actually kill almost anything. The Karachi Lake in the Ural Mountains of Russia is absolutely gorgeous and could also kill you in under 5 minutes because it is a toxic waste dumpster site. So basically, if you go anywhere near it, you'll get a lethal dose of radiation that could easily wipe you off the face of the planet. Just the shore of the boiling lake in Dominica is about 190 degrees Fahrenheit, and no one has ever had the bravery or stupidity to try and measure the center, which is so hot because lava is constantly flowing into the bottom of the lake, because of course that happens in nature. Mono Lake right outside of LA actually used to be sustainable for some small forms of life, but due to LA draining it of most of its water, the salinity has doubled, making it a toxic cesspool that could kill literally anything that decides to swim in it. So yeah, good job, LA.
Tarantulas keep frogs as pets. Well, sort of. The tarantula protects the frog from predators and shares its food. In return, the frog protects the tarantula's eggs from insects like ants. It's called a mutualistic relationship, meaning they depend on each other for social well-being.
This is what it feels like to die. First, you'll start losing all your senses and desires, starting with thirst and hunger, followed by sight and speech, and the last senses to go are hearing and touch. As you become too weak to cough and swallow, a strange noise will be produced from the back of your throat. This is known as the death rattle. Now, although the sound can be very disturbing, researchers believe that it is painless. As you start losing consciousness, you may see your life flash before your eyes or see a light moving closer towards you. You may even feel yourself leave your body and hear and see things that are happening around you. There are no reports of what happens after that.
Real test. Real. 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 What do you think? Not real.
Oi, mate. What? I've lost an electron. Are you positive?
If God created the universe, then who created God? A lot of people have asked that. It's a great question. My answer is that God is the one thing that doesn't need a cause. Now that may sound like special pleading, but stay with me. If I've got a tower of bricks, you can ask, what's the top brick standing on? Well, it's being held up by the next brick. Alright, what's that on? The brick below it. Okay, but what's holding up all of the bricks? Well, the table they're on. So what's the table standing on? Well, it's on the ground. Great, so what's the ground standing on? Well, the ground is the ground. It doesn't stand on anything. And God is like the ground. Contingent things like these bricks, us and our universe all need a cause, something to stand on. But God is the necessary ground of all being. God is the one thing everything else sits on and therefore doesn't need a cause. And that's how God is defined. The eternal, uncreated, necessary first cause. I think that makes sense. Follow me for more Thinking Faith.
I've never really been a huge fan of outright canceling a celebrity for doing something stupid, because while I do agree that there are 100% consequences for your actions, I don't necessarily think that they deserve to be deplatformed unless they serve as like a viable threat to society. But, you know, I will say it is incredibly important that I recognize that I am not the affected minority in this OnlyJS situation, because I'm not affected by the N-word. With that being said, hey guys, my name is Jessica. I have the same exact college degree as OnlyJS. I also make educational videos on TikTok, but they're usually one topic for 60 seconds instead of 20 different topics in 60 seconds because I bothered to do my research instead of reciting BuzzFeed articles. I don't dunk on 13-year-olds by bragging about how much money I make each month on this app. I've never once called myself fiscally conservative, but socially liberal. And finally, you'll never see me popping on this app apologizing to the entire black community for calling somebody an N-word lover, because despite white people trying to normalize having a racist phase in high school, I've never once said the N-word. Consider following.
Another science challenge. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to need a glass over here, marbles over here, and a wine glass. The object is to get the marbles from the plate into the container over here. You're not allowed to use your hand as in picking it up. Only can use a wine glass. See where we're going with this? Centripetal force. Reach down, grab it like this and start to spin. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Got it. The object is to do it as fast as you can. Some of them really start spinning in there. Some marbles are harder than others. You can do it, a good little spin. This is, a double. Can he do it? And the crowd goes wild. Your turn.
So, nobody on your planet uses math? Nope, never heard of it. Okay. Say, what is math anyway? Well, okay, so let me get this straight. You guys spend all day just writing these weird, freaky symbols? Are you in a cult? No, it's for science. Math is the language of the universe. Well, apparently the universe had a stroke because this is nonsense. How did your kind achieve space travel without performing the necessary calculations? It's a rocket. You blow some stuff up and it shoots you into space. It's not that hard. Oh my God, you even write it on the wall. Like a psycho. Well, that's a whiteboard. We use it so we can teach children. You do this in front of kids?
This guy stayed in the quietest room in the world, and you won't believe what happened to him. The London Quiet Room has been known to make people go insane after just 30 minutes. For the first couple minutes he was fine, but after 5 minutes he started hearing his own blood circulation and started feeling nauseous. He started to make up sounds in his right ear, but he wasn't sure if they were real or not. His mind started to do weird things. As you can see from his eyes, he's completely zoned out. After a while, he looked at his watch and he couldn't tell if time was speeding up or slowing down. He started describing noises underground even though the room was completely soundproof. At this point, he started to go insane. You can see him tracking something around the room with his eyes. He could see something moving around the room but had no idea what it was. At the very end, he began to panic as he locked eyes with something. You won't believe this. Follow for part 2.